starting, wait.
I didn't tell you what I got my degree in. I was a double major in political science and philosophy. If you're in philosophy, and I got a graduate degree in philosophy, so don't hit me. But if you're in philosophy, you love open discussion, you love dialogue, you love crazy ideas, you love bad ideas, you love poor ideas. You want to discuss them. You want to open freely. Academic freedom is one of the wonderful prerogatives of being at IVCC. You can walk into a classroom and say crazy stuff. If you got a bad idea, the chances are good that people are going to say, hey, that's a bad idea, here's why. Okay? Philosophy is all about that. So book bans are crazy because if you want book bans, that blocks free speech, that blocks free thinking. Okay? That's what I think about book bans. Period.
Bill.
I just say no to book bans. It's
There you go.
important that information is out there. People can go any place they want to find their answers. To have a book ban is to say that your idea is not worth it. So I spend 9 hours a week at the Oglesby Public Library. I gotta tell you, having kids come in and you see a kid get their brand new library card and they pick out a book for the first time and watching their face light up as they begin to explore what's in that book. The idea that you would somehow have a group or somebody would say, these books aren't worth reading. Everything is worth reading. It's how you interpret it. So I say no to book bans.
Linda Marley.
A famous science fiction author who was born in Illinois, Ray Bradbury, wrote a seminal work of fiction, Fahrenheit 451. And it revolved around this question in a rather dramatic fashion. The main character was a fireman whose job was to burn banned books. I read that when I was 12, 13, and it left a lasting impression. I thought it was absurd that could never happen. And then, as I grew into adulthood and loved history and literature, I learned about periods in the history of the world, Nazi Germany, where there were public spectacles, pyres of flaming books. Now, we don't live in those days, thankfully. But we know that things like that have happened. It's not just in science fiction writers' minds. And so, absolutely, that is anathema to who I am and to my own personal philosophy. No book ban.
Thank you. Student engagement is down. Do you have any comments on how to encourage more student activity? And we'll start with Bill.
Engaging students, yeah, that's important. It's a phenomenon that we see with social media and stuff, what we have out there. Kids are so involved in social media, they don't feel the need to come to college and participate in stuff. Todd made a good point earlier about marketing. We need to market specifically to students. We need to have their input. What do they want to see at the college? What excites them? What makes it something? And you can use social media for that as well. But we just have to probably pivot a little bit, find out what's going on, get a core group of students, get a student body involved, and tell us what you want to see here. The school is adaptable to that, to the providing the services and stuff that would be, that you would like to see here. So I think that we need to probably, like I said, engage the students, engage the faculty, and try to come to consensus what's needed at the college.
Linda Marlene?
Well, I'd like to just do a shout out to the student groups that are sponsoring today's event. The Student Government Association, College Democrats, College Republicans, Hispanic Leadership Team, Socrates Cafe, Project Success Leadership Team, and Rotaract Club. I have a student handbook here, and there are about 40 different groups, clubs, sports, etc., that are listed that this college provides and offers. Now, obviously, given any one individual student's background, their age, their interests, you know, they might not have time for an extracurricular activity, but just knowing that it exists strengthens the fabric of the community here and provides possibilities. So I would just say continue to keep on doing what you're doing, communicate via all the different ways, the electronic bulletin board, your email, your signs and what have you, and make sure that every time a new person comes in, that they feel welcome and appreciated, that you acknowledge them for taking the time to check you out as a student organization.
Todd?
You know, that's a difficult challenge. You know, I've taught 15 years or so ago a number of classes, and students had jobs. Students sometimes had 2 jobs. It's very difficult. My flippant answer would be free pizza. But the fact of the matter is, maybe doing things in the evening might be the best thing. But I think what I would do would be ask the students for suggestions, what works best for their time schedules. And it might be the case that some meetings have to be held 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, or 6 in the morning on a Thursday. But I think the students might be a good part of that solution for that. And I gotta say, I respect the idea that your education is more than the classroom. Your education comes from your peers, interacting with your peers, talking to them about the great ideas, and then talking about little crappy ideas too that don't matter much. But having a fun time together really matters. It's interesting to me, I'm in the workforce development field as an economic development director. I'm seeing classes pop up on soft skills all over the place. And I'm concerned, I think just like Bill is, about social media being a difficult thing at a time in a person's life when it's important to learn those soft skills. So trying to find those solutions, I think, just might come from starting with asking the students, and free pizza.